Welcome to the Fishbowl Radio, everybody. My name is Chief here, and with me, as always, is Mike Honcho here. Juicy, I got in contact with him today. He's not going to be on the show today, but we will do the show without him.
I think we've got used to that by now.
Yeah. He's like, Juicy told me earlier this week, I'm going to try to make the show. This has been going on for 3 weeks, people, and looks like Juicy ain't going to be on the show at any time soon. I had sent him a message. I'm like, you're making everybody worry about you, man. What's going on?
Don't worry, we had the two originals still. So.
The two original. You can't beat the original package.
Nope, yeah, we were the original two.
We're the ones that started the show, and that's basically what it's all came up to be today.
Yeah, we've had all kinds of different guests all the time, and so far it's only been down to just two.
Yeah, it's we've had Bosch on the show before. Then we brought Luther. Joe Brandon. Joe was pretty good. I like Joe, and I like Bosch. We're both still friends, so.
And
Juicy. Who? Oh yeah! Shout out to Andy for being on the show too. I remember that. I remember Andy coming on the show before. We've actually had my mom even made an appearance on this show.
Yeah.
My sister Kayla was on the show.
Oh, we've had a lot of people. If you really want to go that far.
Yeah, we've had a good set of people come on the show from time to time. I think Sadie and Caitlin been on the show. Yeah, they have. I think we put everybody on the show before. The only person that I didn't get on the show, I think, was Kelby, but I tried. He was not having any of it.
No, Kelby was on one of the shows.
He was?
He was. He picked some picks.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was. Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but he did pick some picks.
I think that was last year sometime, if I remember right. I think Lizzie was on the show, if I remember right. No? Was Lizzie? I don't know. We'll have to look back and see. But anyway, that's not why we're doing this episode right here. Not talking about everybody that's been on the Fishbowl Radio before. But we are doing some college football picks here. And it's going to be a very fun episode. I'm excited about this. This is a very big week in college football. Me and Mike Honcho took a trip to New Orleans.
Yeah, we don't talk about those trips.
Yeah, we do.
For reasons of disappointment, we don't talk about that trip.
Hey, that trip was a good trip, though.
No, it was not. It was terrible. Everything about those trip was terrible.
Not the whole trip was terrible.
I don't know, man. I don't know what you can find positive in the situation.
Look.
It's like sticking your hand through a thing of razor blades and salt.
Look, Mike, this is what... You came through clutch in New Orleans, okay? I will give you...
but that's nothing good. That's something you can do anywhere, but nothing happens.
No, you can't do
it. Worth going to New Orleans.
Oh, dude, there's something else that happened in New Orleans that was really awesome.
Oh yeah, but I mean that was like a couple minutes or so. That wasn't worth the whole 3 hours we spent. 6 hours basically.
The people were nice over there. I mean, we had a good.
Yeah. No, we didn't have a bad experience with the people or nothing like that. God forbid that. No, we weren't. It was just overall a terrible experience.
I say Tulane fans are better than Louisiana Tech fans, in my opinion.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's the Louisiana Tech fans, they were kind of like...
trust me, I'd much rather the Tulane trip than the Louisiana Tech trip, if that's what you're trying to get at.
Yeah.
It was my favorite trip, but it was a terrible trip.
Man, I'd rather go to... The Monroe trip was kind of like... Well, we're probably not going to do the Monroe trip this year, based on the fact that where the schedule fell at.
Yeah, they really messed up our scheduling on that one.
Yeah, it's the week before finals. You got to go all the way to Monroe.
Bro, yeah, it's just like you got to have your priorities
straight. I think I might try to make the trip if one condition is met.
I'm going to try my hardest. If I got my grades good, I'm going.
If I'm like B's and A's in every single class, and there's no C's.
I'm good enough for grades, I'm going. I'm not risking my grades.
Yeah.
My GPA to go to a football game that I can watch on TV.
That's gonna be gone in like 4 hours,
Yeah, I got.
Versus a lifetime of opportunity in college, Yeah. just the whole thing. But yeah, we kind of getting sidetracked here a little bit, but that's fine. It's always good conversation. What do you say, Mike? We make some picks this week?
I don't know. Do we make picks this week?
I mean, do you really want to? Because, I mean, we don't have to do the show.
I don't know.
We could end the show right now if you want to.
Let's do it.
All right, let's make some picks.
All right.
Utah State versus number 24 Boise State.
I'm basing my pick off of the one team that I saw play in this whole game, in this whole year, Boise State. They were a really, really good team, and they are, I believe they are a good team and a good contenders to pull some big wins this year. I got Boise State winning this one. I got Boise
State winning this one as well. Brett Ripon, he was a very good quarterback, as me and Mike seen him in person play against UL.
We've seen it.
But you know that loss against Boise State now don't look nearly as bad. It gets better as more they win games.
It does get better a little bit, but I mean it's still. It was an embarrassing loss.
But I mean it kind of takes away from it as a ranked team beating you and stuff like that. So I got Boise State winning this one. They're projected to win this game by 21 points. I think Vegas is on the point with that. So give me Vegas winning. I mean, Vegas is gonna win no matter what, but Boise State is gonna pick up the win. Excuse me about that there.
Chief, how much have you been drinking so far today?
I got like a 6-pack done. I'm working on another one.
Yeah, That's
exactly. Did that before my 8 o'clock class, you know.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Pre-gaming before the real stuff.
All right, number 23, Florida versus Vanderbilt.
After last week, man, Florida really messed up because they were supposed to win the game, and they should have won the game too, but apparently they don't know how to play football, the fundamentals of football.
Yep.
I got Florida winning this one. I don't think Vandy's going to beat them, but man, Florida. Woo.
Oh, well, Florida, they had the best defense coming into the Tennessee game. And
they should have won still.
Well, I mean, Tennessee did what they had to do to win the game. Florida was tearing up Tennessee. Then halftime came, then I don't know what happened.
Yeah, because we were at the Tulane game, and some guy was like, there's no way Tennessee's winning right now. I'm like, yeah, Tennessee is winning.
Tennessee, hey, they broke their streak against Florida this past week. So that's what we got going on.
And you know what's the funniest part about that? And because I heard this on game day, was that the streak ended. Brad and Angelina Jolie were just becoming a thing, and then when they last won, and then they won when Brad and Angelina were breaking up. So I think they need to start relying on Brad and Angelina to get back together and break up.
Yeah, on and off relationship here with the Florida Tennessee. Whoa, Mike, what's going on with the feedback there? Whoa, I don't know. There's a lot of noise coming up through the phone. There's a lot of feedback there. I was like, whoa, what's going on here? But okay, anyway, it looks like we're good. Okay, Florida, I think is going to win this game. They're projected to win by 10 points. I think they'll win probably more than that, 17 points. I say 17, 21, something like that. But yeah, give me Florida to win this game. All right, let's see here. I had to skip 25 because they're in a ranked game here. Where is 22? There's 21. I'm trying to find 22.
Telling 22.
No. All right, number 21. There's no 22 that I see. Oh, there's 22. I see it. Texas. Number 22, Texas versus Oklahoma State.
Give me Texas Longhorns to win this one. It's going to be a high-scoring game, but I got Texas pulling off the W.
Just like every other Big 12 matchup that's going to happen this year. High-scoring game with no defense being played whatsoever. But, yeah, Mason Rudolph at Oklahoma State, they got, that loss was huge to them. Kind of like killed them, even though it was a referee's fault earlier in the year. Then they lost again. So they're sitting at 2-2. You got to figure out what's going to happen with you. But Oklahoma State is favored to win this by 2.5 points, but I don't buy it. I think Texas is going to pick up the win. I like Texas' freshman quarterback. I'm really liking that freshman quarterback for Texas. He's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's going to give Texas a good couple years.
Yeah, he should. Oklahoma versus number 21 TCU.
Give me the Horned Frogs to win this one.
Oh, Oklahoma. what a case this is right here.
Oh yeah, well.
Oklahoma's sitting at 1-2. They're favored to win this game by 3.5 points. I don't see how they get the favorite in this game when they blow, leads and stuff like that. And their defense is real shaky at best for Oklahoma. I think they're going. They lost to Ohio State though. I mean that's a loss in itself, and they lost to Houston. But it's gonna be tough. But give me Oklahoma. I think they bounce back against TCU this week. I think they'll pull it off. Even though they are favored, I think they right the ship this week. Alcorn State versus number 20 Arkansas.
Give me Arkansas to win this one. Arkansas lost last week against Texas A&M. Didn't really get to watch it. I heard it could have went either way. Not with the score, but they should have went either way. But I got Arkansas win this one pretty easily.
Austin Allen and the Arkansas Razorbacks have been having a great year so far, even though they did lose last week to Texas A&M. I think they bounced back this week against the FCS opponent, Alcorn State, and I think Arkansas picks up the win this week. But, it was a good game, though. I mean, you can't lie about that. Number 19, San Diego State versus South Alabama.
I got San Diego State win this one. Seeing South Alabama, they're not really too good of a team this year like I thought they maybe would have. They may have beat Mississippi State, but they really haven't shown too much. San Diego State's a real good team this year. I pick San Diego State.
Give me San Diego State win this game. Dallas Davis for South Alabama. Yeah, I mean, he's been having a decent year for him, but I mean, I don't think he's going to be enough. Donnell Pumphrey, he's been having a good year for San Diego State. I think he runs all over South Alabama, and they pick up the win. They are playing in Mobile this weekend, but yeah, don't think it's going to happen. Utah, number 18 versus California. Cal. They're playing in Berkeley. They're playing in Berkeley, Mike.
Alright, what's the matchup again?
Number 18, Utah versus Cal.
Yeah, give me Cal with the upset.
Well, Cal is favored by 2 points.
Oh, well.
Well, I mean, I think I agree with you there, though. I think Cal picks up the win over Utah. I think Utah's undefeated season ends in Berkeley. So, I mean, hey, you're playing at home. Got to give a little bit of advantage, right?
Yeah.
Number 17, Michigan State versus Indiana.
I got Michigan State win this one. They really disappointed me last week.
Oh, did they ever, dude? I thought Michigan State was going to beat Wisconsin. Did not happen that way. What can you say? Indiana could pull up an upset here, possibly. Don't think it's going to happen, but give Michigan State, though. I think they bounced back from their loss last week. Michigan State's in a rebuilding year. Let me say it like that. Memphis versus number 16, Ole Miss.
Last year, Memphis went in and beat Ole Miss. I don't think it's going to happen this year, though. I got Ole Miss winning this one.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss gets redemption against Memphis this year. Chad Kelly, he's been having kind of a decent year so far. I mean, didn't play his best against Alabama, of course, but he was able to get 2 wins over Alabama in his career, But yeah, I think Ole Miss does pick up the win over Memphis this week, though. Number 15, Illinois versus number 15, Nebraska.
I got Nebraska in this one. Illinois has been really, really disappointing this year. Nebraska has been pretty decent. I got to go with Nebraska.
I got Nebraska winning this one, too. Tommy Armstrong's been doing pretty good this year for him, and I think he'll continue good success, Number 14, we keep moving up on down the list here as we climb up to number 14. Can I get a 14? 14. I don't see a 14 anywhere on here, though. They're probably in a ranked matchup, if anything. I see a 14 now, okay. Miami, the U, versus Georgia Tech.
It could be a good game. I got Georgia Tech winning this.
Whoa, got an upset. think Mark Rick and
High scoring, but I got Georgia Tech.
I got Mark Rick and company doing good, and I think Miami picks up the win this weekend. Mark Walton's been pretty good for Miami, and Brad Kaya been pretty good for him. Kaya. All right, number 13, Baylor versus Iowa State. Mike.
Give me Baylor.
Baylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Iowa State, they really are not really that good this year. Baylor should score a lot of points on them with Seth Russell leading the way for the Baylor Bears. 16.5 point favorite in this game is Baylor. Give me the Bears in this game. The Baylor Bears. Number 12 this week. We will cover LSU. What?
Nothing, just a little laughing.
We will cover LSU even though they're not ranked this week. North Carolina versus number 12 Florida State.
Give me Florida State. They scared me last week. I sort of thought USF was going for an upset, but it didn't happen. So I got Florida State winning this one.
Well, they've been able to adjust. They were able to adjust at halftime and come through, which is what been Jimbo Fisher's thing throughout the years. Been able to do pretty good. What?
Except for Louisville.
Except for Louisville, that's a special case, I think. But Dalvin Cook and company are going to take care of business against North Carolina. Give me Florida State. Number 11. No, they're playing a ranked team, so I can't do that just yet. This is where it gets nitty gritty, guys, because you're like, whoa, there's so many ranked teams playing against each other. You gotta be like, okay, I gotta remember this number, and yada yada yada, all this other stuff coming along. You're like, well, this sucks. Is number 10 playing this week? They might be playing today. Yeah, they're playing a ranked team, of course. 10-7, let's see, 9? I think 9's a ranked team, too. Playing against a ranked team. No. Texas A&M versus South Carolina.
I got Texas A&M win this one. South Carolina, the man. I don't know what to say about them.
Well, Will Muschamp and the Gamecocks ain't having such a good year so far. They're 1-2 in the SEC so far. I think Trevor Knight and Texas A&M is going to be able to take care of business and continue their undefeated season. They go 5-0, 3-0 in SEC play. They are playing in Columbia, South Carolina, but I don't think that's going to make much of a difference, though. Where's Kenny Trill, though? Wisconsin's a ranked team, but they're playing against the number 4 ranked team, so. Oh, so many big matchups, Mike. 7's playing a ranked team. 6 already played. Houston beat Connecticut last night. If y'all watched that game, 42-14.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest watching it if y'all did. It was a blowout.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you never know. We might have been talking about something different today. That's why we play the games, though, right, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
5 playing a ranked team. 4's playing a ranked team. 3's playing a ranked team. Number 2 is Rutgers versus number 2 Ohio State.
I got Ohio State win this one pretty easily.
J.T. Barrett's been having a great year so far. They're getting off a win off of Oklahoma that they won earlier last week. And, you know, some people were debating whether this team was for real or not. I think they proved it in that game.
Yeah, I think they're definitely a playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, even though they're young, I still think they're a really good team. Give me Ohio State. Urban Meyer's he's a great coach, so, I mean, you expect his boys to be ready to play. And
I just can't wait for Michigan and Ohio State.
That's gonna decide the Big Ten.
That's gonna be a barn burner there.
Number 1, Alabama will take on Kentucky in Tuscaloosa. Mike?
Whew. Man, I wouldn't suggest attending the game. It's gonna be probably pretty good and sealed after the beginning of the second quarter. I got Alabama win this one pretty easily.
Alabama struggled a little bit last week against Ole Miss. They were having a huge lead, then they gave it up, then they got it back. Last week was crazy, but I think
they Ole Miss last week.
Yeah, Kentucky's not near the level of Ole Miss. Give me Alabama to win this game here over Kentucky. All right, we got to start making picks in the top 25, like ranked teams playing against each other. So we're going to be switching gears to that right here. So let's see. Number 11, Tennessee versus number 25, Georgia.
I got Tennessee winning this one. Georgia's kind of they're pretty good this year, but they're not what some people probably expect them to be. I got Tennessee winning this one. After beating Florida last week, Tennessee might be for real.
I'm still not sold on Tennessee. You can't have 1 week being really good and just say, "Yep, I'm here. We're for real." Give me a little bit more time with Tennessee to see what they actually are. They might be getting in a groove. The Florida win might actually spike them to go further. Joshua Dobbs been kind of so-so this year. Georgia, Nick Chubb, he's kind of averaging about 5 yards to carry. But give me Tennessee to win this game here. I think Georgia, they're having a down year, in my opinion. They're not what they look like they are, you know. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see another game that I can follow that up with. Yeah, now we're getting into the top 10 matchups here. Y'all ready? Tonight, 8 o'clock on ESPN, number 7 Stanford versus number 10 Washington. Mike?
It's a good game. I got Stanford winning this one. I think Christian McCaffrey's probably going to have a pretty good game tonight. I got Stanford winning this one by 2 touchdowns.
You're wrong, my friend. Washington is playing at home at Husky Stadium. Jake Browning and company is going to take care of the Cardinal of Stanford. I got Washington knocking off Stanford this week. Go Huskies. What you think about that, Mike?
We'll see after tonight.
Yeah? I got Washington. I mean, I like Washington this year. I think they got something. I think they're going to be a surprise on a couple of people. Number 8, Wisconsin versus number 4, Michigan. Mike?
I got Michigan winning this one. I don't think Wisconsin's going to beat 2 Michigan teams in a row. Michigan, I feel, is a little bit better than Michigan State is. Wisconsin's very, very good, though, man. And in the next couple of years, they're going to be extremely good, especially since all the guys are freshman quarterback. I got Michigan winning this one, but it's going to be a real good game that I will actually get to watch tomorrow.
I might catch some flack for this, what I'm about to say here. But I'm thinking this year, the Big Ten is better than the SEC. From top to bottom. What you think about that, Mike?
It's pretty close. I mean, you got Florida, Tennessee, Bama, Ole Miss are all pretty solid teams. Texas A&M even's pretty solid.
I don't see the SEC. I think they got passed up this year. You got Jim Harbaugh in Michigan, Urban Meyer in Ohio State. Wisconsin's a solid top 10 team this year. The SEC's down this year. They don't have really any team like.
Yeah, but I mean, besides a couple teams that the Big Ten have, I mean, that's it. I mean, because we look at Purdue, Illinois, Indiana, Northwestern.
I think the Big Ten's top is better than the SEC's top. The only team I think that might be better, Alabama. I think they could compete with Ohio State and Michigan. Obviously, I think that's the case. With LSU being down this year, that really hurts the SEC because they were a team you could depend on. That loss to Wisconsin kind of messed them up. But back to the game, the breakdown of it there. Michigan, I think, is going to win this game here. I don't think Wisconsin. They got a freshman quarterback, like you said. The Big Ten's going to get real intense in the Big Ten over the next couple of years. I do think the Big Ten has surpassed the SEC this year. And I'm not going to back down from that because, I mean, I'm making a statement here because you can kind of see what's going on so far this year. Between 4 games, you kind of see where teams are at and what teams are not going so hot, but I do believe that Michigan will win this game over Wisconsin. Wilton Spike's been pretty good for Jim Harbaugh's team. Devon Smith running the ball for them been pretty good. Give me Michigan though. And are y'all ready for a drum roll or what? We're doing that? Do we have a drum roll?
Yeah, I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay. Okay. That was beautiful, Mike.
I know it was.
That was really.
I've been practicing all week for it.
You really have been?
Yeah, all week.
All right. It's gonna be awesome game this week, and it's gonna be it's gonna probably decide the ACC. That's the whole thing with this here. If Florida State loses to this team, Florida State still got to play Clemson. So Clemson, that's one of the teams that's in this game, and Louisville. Louisville and Clemson will be playing each other this week. Louisville comes to game number 3. They're led by Lamar Jackson, who's been able to, score points at will on anybody. Ask Florida State, they know a lot about him scoring on people. You see? Yeah, the people like that. Yeah. Lamar Jackson scored on people. But I do think Louisville and Clemson is going to be a really good game. What you think about that, Mike?
I think it's going to be an extremely good game. I don't think it's going to be like the Florida State blowout. I do see, though, Louisville winning this one probably by 2 or 3 touchdowns. It's not going to be a complete blowout, but it's, I don't think really and truly, it's a possibility for an upset. I think Clemson's really good this year, better than Florida State, in my opinion. I thought Clemson was going to win the ACC this year, but after seeing Louisville, Clemson go the other way. But I think Louisville's going to win this one pretty good.
Deshaun Watson's a really good player. Louisville's got a really good defense this year. It might get as bad as the Florida State game, in my opinion. It might actually. I don't think it will. I'm going to go a little bit higher score. I think 4 touchdowns Louisville's going to win by. People are thinking probably, whoa, what's going on here? But look, nobody's going to prove to stop Lamar Jackson. Here's the thing with him. He's a mobile quarterback that can run out the pocket, and he's really, really quick, in case you haven't noticed this. He can pass really well, too. So you got 2 things he's really good at. You got to try to stop one of them, but you're going to get burned by the other one. And, his receivers are really good, too. He's got a pretty good offensive line at Louisville. Vegas has got them winning by 1.5 points. I think that's really wrong. I got Louisville winning this game by 4 touchdowns. I don't think Clemson's got enough to stop on defense. Deshaun Watson's going to do what he has to do. He's a really good player, but Clemson's defense needs to show up this week to stop Lamar Jackson because they've been hearing about it all week so far. FBI chance to win is 54% for Louisville. I mean, you have to think, though. I mean, that's kind of a big game. Points per game for Louisville is 63.5. That's how many points they score in a game. So, total yards for Louisville is 682 to Clemson's 452. Yards allowed for Clemson's defense 218. Now, they need to keep that number about like that. One of them's going to give and one's going to break. Give me Louisville, though, winning this game. Now, everybody in Louisiana's fun time to even predict the next 2 games coming up here. We'll start with LSU versus Missouri. Both teams are coming in at 2-2. They're playing at Tiger Stadium.
Stadium.
What?
You said Tiger Stadium, but there's 2 Tigers playing against each other.
Yeah, that is true. The one in Baton Rouge. The one at Red Stick, in other words. But, at Tiger Stadium, Death Valley in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, LSU takes on Missouri. And you've heard the big news this week. Les Miles got fired on last Sunday. And we all kind of knew it was coming. We were at the game.
Too, but I wasn't expecting it this early.
Yeah. They should have fired him last year. If you were threatening to fire.
Either last year or at the end of this year. You never fire a coach in the middle of a year. Never.
Yeah. Now they got Ed Orgeron, who's the interim head coach for LSU this year. Let's talk about Les Miles a little bit, Mike. Where do you think he's going to end up at?
I heard this news, and I kind of want to believe it a little bit. I think he'll go to Houston, and Houston's coach is going to go to LSU.
That'd be a really good thing for.
I Les Miles he's still a good coach. I just don't think I want him at a big program because if you can't win with a school that's getting constant number 1 or number 2 recruiting classes, then if you put him at a school that's going to get maybe 20 or something like that recruiting class, put him at a school like Houston to where they could still actually really be good with a coach like Les Miles.
That would probably Houston's head coach is LSU's number 1 target, I think. And they were trying to get Jimbo Fisher, but Jimbo Fisher says he wants to stay at Florida State. Bobby Petrino, he said he wants to stay at Louisville. That's been 2 of the guys there. Some people brought up Art Briles.
That's a possibility, but I mean,
he's got that scandal. That's the big thing over his head here. But if he was at Baylor still, his name would definitely have been called up.
But I think for sure you gotta have Houston's coach number 1 on your target. And like I said, Les Miles could coach at some place like Houston and it'd be all right. Because if I'm at school, I don't want to hire him if he couldn't really get my team to a national championship and win it. And if you're a big Power 5 school, you kind of want to stay away from that. You want somebody who you could think bring you to a national championship.
Well, whatever it is here, I've said this on this show multiple times, and I don't know if people are listening to me or not, but what LSU is doing is really risky. It's
extremely risky.
Because if you mess
telling
this,
your players that you've given up on the season by firing your coach.
Not only the season, but the future, 4 or 5 years down the road, you will find out if that hire you did is actually doing the job or not. People tend to forget Nick Saban brought LSU back from mediocrity.
LSU has never been anything relevant until really Nick Saban got over there.
At 2000. When he got there in 2000.
I mean, you had Charles, I can never pronounce his last name.
Charles
McClellan, if I'm not mistaken, is how you pronounce the name. Was the last really good head coach till Nick Saban, and besides that, they were just, weren't even a team to compete with. They were more or less like the Arkansas of the SEC.
Yeah, and you were not how Arkansas is now, but they would not be ranked sometimes. They get in the 20s. They wasn't consistently ranked. Like they're used to. But I think you need to be fired, Les Miles, because
no, it was time. People were like, "Oh, why'd you do that? Look at his winning record. He only lost 30 games, won over 100 games at LSU. But if you can't win a national championship and you can't beat Bama, then you have to go. I mean, there's no reason to stay."
He promised he would change his offense, and he didn't do anything. That's what everybody got mad about. He said he was going to change the offense, and it was the exact same thing. I said it, Juicy came on the air here in the preview. We were doing the preview shows, and he said LSU was going undefeated. I said they would lose 3 games. Now,
they're probably going to lose more than 3 now.
Yeah, they're probably going to lose more than 3. We put up a poll on Twitter, and I think we had 10 votes on it, and 75% of people put LSU is not going to a bowl game this year.
I don't know if I'd go that far into it, because I think they for sure got one more win, and I think they could win.
I actually looked at LSU's schedule whenever we made the poll, and I was like, this is actually a really good debate here, because look, if you look at LSU's schedule, okay, look, we're gonna bring this up here, because this is kind of important here. Juicy disagrees with me that Juicy's nervous. He told me on the phone. He's like, I'm nervous. I don't think I told him. Honestly, I'm starting to think LSU's not going to a bowl game this year because I looked at their schedule. They have to win Missouri. This is a must-win for a bowl game, okay? Because look, here's who they got left. They got Missouri this weekend, okay? Then they go on the road to take on Florida, all right? You get Southern Miss at home. You get Ole Miss and Alabama at home. That's the next 2 games. Then you go at Arkansas. Then you play South Alabama, then at Texas A&M. What you think about that, Mike?
I mean, it's definitely a very tough schedule. I think they'll beat Southern Miss, and I'm already going to make my pick, but I think they'll probably beat Missouri.
And they have to beat South Alabama. This is a must-win, that's what I'm saying. They have to beat Missouri this week. I think they'll get it.
This is definitely a must-win for LSU. If they don't win this one, then they probably won't make it to a bowl game.
This will tell a lot this weekend because Florida. I told Juicy that Florida was going to beat LSU, and I told him Ole Miss and Alabama was going to beat LSU. I said Arkansas was a toss-up, but I said I would give them the win. But now looking at it, Arkansas is very likely to beat LSU. And Texas A&M, so that'd be, let's see, 1 loss, 2 loss, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 games there that they could really lose, and it'd be 7 losses on the year, which you would have 1 win, 2 wins, 3. You would end up 5 and 7 if that breaks out that way. So Missouri. They have to beat Missouri. So, I think LSU is going to beat Missouri this weekend, though. I think they get it back on track. But as far as the national championship, it's not happening this year. All right, you ready, Mike, for the next game that we're going to pick? Well, this is the one we've been, me and Mike's hoping for a good result here. The Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns take on the New Mexico State Aggies. UL goes on the road here to take on New Mexico State. Mike, what you think about this game?
If it's anything like last week for UL, you can chalk up a loss. I think UL is probably going to win this one. It's going to be a lot closer than it should be. I think they probably will win it, but like I said, if UL plays like they did last week, I mean, New Mexico State's they're going to beat them, and they're going to beat them pretty good because they got a better quarterback than Tulane does. So, I think UL just needs to get their stuff straight because they could have easily had a win last week. If y'all watching the game, but y'all probably weren't, it was a terrible, terrible game to sit through. Makes you want to poke your eyes out, but
a lot of turnovers. I think if UL doesn't commit the turnovers, they win against Tulane last week. Because, and look, the coaching for UL's got to get better. You don't run 3 straight times up the middle. You got to mix it up a little bit. Red zone offense has been what's been killing UL this year. Okay?
badly.
They have to finish drives. You have to get something better than field goal. You get inside the 5-yard line, you get 6 points. You don't settle for 3 points. You get 6. That's the way it should be. Diversify the offense. Look, Anthony Jennings threw 2 interceptions last week. Had 4 turnovers. They had 4 turnovers. The offensive line's got to block better for UL. I think they'll beat New Mexico State. I say by a touchdown. They get it done, but I think they'll improve to 3-2. I said they were going to beat Tulane last week, which UL was a better team than Tulane last week. I will say that right now.
If you're watching it, it's not just us trying to sound like sore losers. UL really should have beaten Tulane last week.
There was no reason why UL should have lost to Tulane. It was so obvious. Like, I didn't see much runs on the outside for UL that they clearly had it all night long, which I don't know why Coach Mark Hudspeth didn't even looking at it that way. I mean, he gets paid $1 million a year to go look at this stuff, but I mean, I think UL should have beat. We were there in person. You see the line. I mean, a couple of offensive linemen got hurt, and they got taken out. Then once that happened, I mean, the backups got in, and Tulane was going to take over the game on the line. But I think they rushed Elijah McGuire 38 times last week. We have other running backs. Don't run your star out, you know?
Yeah.
38 times is a ridiculous amount for a running back. And Gary Haynes had surgery this week because he got hurt on a punt return. Remember that, Mike?
Yeah.
But UL's run defense, oof. You know? I think Rose the third is going to have a hard time running against UL, though. We have not seen a team.
Yeah, I mean, UL's had a pretty solid run defense. It's their secondary. And, I mean, if you watched last week, the secondary lost the game, too. Honestly. Overtime, the secondary just said, we quit. So, I mean, if the secondary was really good this year, I think UL could really have a good chance at running it. And if the offense would improve, win the Sun Belt without losing a game. But with the style I saw last week, it's going to be a tough one to try to even finish second.
What happened last week, though? Coach Hud, I think he called the game too conservative. You know, our receivers are really good, you know. Like, they got someone here on the ESPN website saying, I like New Mexico State by 10, by the way. That was a great game last week in Troy. If you guys could have finished drives, it would have been a game. I don't think you all have the secondary Troy has. And you should be able to finish and put up points. Gonna miss you guys when you leave the conference. And that's a Troy fan, because I see the picture. Little worried about this for UL. Secondary looked like Swiss cheese late against the Green Wave. Well, you can talk. I think you can kind of keep that up with the stamina. You know, late overtime, people get real wore out. You know.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, I think UL is going to win this game, though. I'm not trying to be a homer. I'm really thinking about it, and UL is going to. I think they're going to win. I've still got them winning 7 games this year.
Yeah, I mean, next week, the next game we pick for UL, I think we're going to. think we might have different opinions, but this week I think UL wins.
I think they go to 3-2, 2-0 in conference. I think UL's a better team than their record indicates. You know. They should be 3-1, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
they should be 3-1, but I'm gonna talk. It depends what kind of game Coach Hud calls. That's what I'm gonna say. Needs to diversify the offense. I think Jennings he's the best quarterback UL's got right now. You can't argue that. So we'll see. UL, I think they'll win by a touchdown. So any last words, Mike? You want to say?
No, I think that's it. I think we'll call that one a day.
All right. Thank you all for tuning into the Fishbowl Radio here. We've been having a great episode here. Hey, you know what's cool, Mike? Guess what I did this week? I redesigned the website. Put a fresh new background on it. Touched it up, changed it a little bit, like the colors and everything. I'm really excited about it. If you go to thefishbowlradio.weebly.com, you could go check out our main website here, and I'm really excited. It's a really cool looking website here. It's got like the ocean wave on the background of it. It's really awesome. I'm proud of it. It looks cool. Kind of updated it. It's got our social media websites on there. You can go look at you can go click on the listening page and bring you right here to Spreaker. And we have a poll going up right now. Who is most likely to make the college football playoff? I'm going to ask you this, Mike. Alabama, Clemson, Louisville, Wisconsin, Michigan, or Ohio State?
Alabama.
All right, we have. Let's see how many people voted in this poll. It don't show me. Okay. It don't show. Okay. I thought it would, but I'm gonna share this on our Facebook page if y'all wanna look at it. So that'll be all for us today. Hope you have a great, wonderful weekend. Everybody stay safe this weekend, and that'll be all. Thank you. Have a great, wonderful day.